What's up, everybody? This is Nick with the Truck Insurance Channel. Just coming on today for another live. Just wanted to come on and be able to answer any questions you guys may have, basically around trucking and the insurance industry as a whole. So, hoping to get some viewers in here with some questions, and we will take a look and get all your questions answered. And also wanted to mention. Guys. Oh, there we go. So the Garmin OTR 700 giveaway that we're doing, we're going to be giving one of these away each month. This is the month of June is the first month that we are going to be doing this. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. If you missed last week's live, make sure that you follow the link in the description below to enter that giveaway. Requirements are that you have to have requested a quote. So there is a way to get that done through that link. So check that out below, guys. And then again, we're going to be answering any questions here this evening. This live is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. We're going to be doing a half hour tonight. So from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Just answering any questions you guys may have. Looks like we're just got a couple viewers in here, just waiting on some additional people to join. And as soon as the questions start rolling in, we'll be going from there. So Carl had a question here. He said, so is it best to get multiple quotes from different brokers? So honestly, Carl, yeah. So we actually do recommend that you get 2 to 3 quotes when getting ready for insurance, and you're getting your DOT number ready to go active. It definitely doesn't hurt to talk to multiple agents. One thing I do like to mention when it comes to Progressive, you could call Progressive and get a quote directly. You could call us to get a quote through Progressive. You could call another agent to get a quote through Progressive. Chances are all 3 of those quotes are going to look slightly different based on when they're quoting, what day, time of day, etc. So sometimes you'll see slight variations in quotes. So if you're ever getting a quote from Progressive and you see that happening, that's usually why. It's because even though it may have the exact same coverages, you will see different numbers based on the day, because each day they may be pulling from a different credit bureau and things change with your credit score every day. So that's why you may see slight variations there. Mark asked if we service Florida. Yes. So we do service Florida actually. And also between us and our partner agency, we actually can service every state here in all 48 states here in the US. So we got several people jumping in here. So just going to wait for questions to come rolling in. And Mark, if you're interested in getting a quote from us, you can check the description below and you'll be able to find a link for that. And actually, I will also, let me see, guys, let me try something real quick. Let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. And if so, I will show you what the website looks like. Give me just a second here, guys. I'm going to get our website pulled up. And I'm going to show you guys how to request a quote. Before I jump into how to request a quote. So Rashad asked, what kind of insurance do you need to get into Canada? It's not a specific coverage that you need. You have to go through the process of applying and getting approved. But it's not there's not like a specific coverage types to Canada, but I'd like to look more into the exact process for you to get approved. I don't have many carriers that have actually gone through into Canada before. That's something I'd like to get a little more info on, though, and love to be able to talk about it maybe in the next live. Mark said Florida is asking for an arm and two legs. Some of the rates in Florida can be pretty high. Florida is definitely, I would say, top three in the, when it comes to like what states are the most expensive in the U.S. I'd say Florida probably ranks number two, number one being New York, and then number three being California. There are a lot of variables there. And I mean, honestly, Mark, sometimes we do see some quotes in Florida come out cheaper, but it's just very few and far between. You have to basically have incredible credit. You want to be that preferred driver, so someone between the age of 35 and 65. And then on your motor vehicle report, it just needs to be crystal clean for at least the last 5 years. And even then, even if you meet all those requirements, sometimes you'll still see rates that jump up there. So yeah, unfortunately that does happen. But Mark, we're happy to get you a quote if you want to check that out. I want to show you guys real quick what our website looks like and where to actually request that quote. So here, let me show you guys this real quick. All right, so you guys can see this is our website. This is just the main page when you go to charlesstring.com. So top right-hand corner, you've got start quotes here. When you click on start quotes, it's going to give you a couple different options. You've got trucking, bobtail / non-trucking, freight broker bond, and workers' comp, occupational accident, excess cargo. I wanted to talk about these two because some people get these mixed up from time to time. Trucking, this is going to be like, hey, I want to get my own authority and get on the road. And then bobtail / non-trucking, that's going to be for someone who owns a truck and they want to go lease on to someone else's authority. So if that fits your description and what you're trying to do, go ahead and go into the bobtail / non-trucking. If you're looking for a quote for your own authority, you'll just hit start quote, and it's going to take you directly to our form. There's 7 steps. May seem like a lot, but it's actually pretty short. Any information you don't have, you're welcome to leave blank. We can always fill in the blanks later. But just basically get through that form, and when you hit submit on the final screen, it'll automatically come back to us. You don't have to email us anything or anything like that. We usually are having quotes back within 24 to 48 hours, unless there's some type of special stipulation like UIIA. Those quotes usually take a little bit longer. Aside from that, that's really it, guys, on how to get a quote from us. I'm going to go back here. Hold on just a moment. All right. So let's take a look. Let's see here what questions we had come in while we were looking at the quote form. So we have a question here about, do you provide workers' compensation insurance quotes? So we do, actually. That's where I was just showing on our website, where you can go to get a quote in the top right-hand corner, charlesstring.com, and you scroll down to workers' comp, and we've got a quote form you fill out, and we'll take care of getting that workers' comp done for you. Oh, I just saw you had left a comment saying question answered. Mark, you had said what it'll be for hot shot. So are you asking about what a quote would look like for a hot shot, or like what the rates would be? Is it non-CDL or CDL? That does matter. Weight class does affect your rate. So, lighter weight vehicles are cheaper than heavier weight vehicles. Are you planning on running non-CDL or CDL? And just since we've had some more viewers jump in here, guys, I wanted to mention this real quick while I had a minute. So the Garmin Otr 700 giveaway that we're doing for the month of June, this is for anybody who has requested a quote from June 1st to the end of June. We'll be announcing that giveaway probably the first week of July, so be on the lookout for that. There is a link in the description below on how to enter this giveaway. One of the requirements is you do have to have applied for a quote through us. You do not have to have a DOT number or active. You have to have a DOT number. You don't have to have active authority, but you do have to be in the process of getting started and have requested a quote. So Mark, you're going to be doing CDL for hot shots coming out of Florida. The rate can vary, honestly, man. I mean, I've seen stuff as low. I had a hot shot, perfect candidate, gentleman in his 60s, lots of experience, perfect credit, over 800 credit scores. And when I say perfect credit, that's kind of what I'm referring to there. And I've seen quotes come out of Florida, $15,000 a year, for a hot shot. And then I've seen some other hot shots at $45,000, $50,000 a year even. So like that's how big credit score, driving record, and experience, and when I say experience, I mean age, because they're not going to say, okay, they're not going to verify, oh, you have 10 years of experience in trucking. They're going to see how many years of just general driving experience you have. Now, having your CDL for 2 or more years does typically make the rate a little bit cheaper. So that may help as well if you've had your CDL for 2 years. So you said, okay, all right, we have a question here. So do we get multiple entries for multiple quotes? We got 2 auto insurance quotes. We need a workers' comp next. So yes, we'll have you fill out, if you received a auto insurance quote from us, if you want workers' comp, it is a separate quote form, separate company that will offer that coverage than the company that offers your typically your auto liability, cargo, physical damage, and those types of coverage for the actual trucks. So we would need you to fill out the quote form as a separate form from that in order to be able to get the workers' comp quote done. And guys, just make sure you do enter that giveaway, especially if you're applying for a quote. We're going to be doing that giveaway every single month. So just keep joining the lives, keep making sure you are submitting your entry, and hopefully you'll be the one to win. Also, guys, I'm going to actually hop back in to share my screen one more time. I want to show you guys just our resources tab on our website and how to get to it. We've got a lot of good stuff in there, so I'm going to hop over there real quick while we're waiting on additional questions to come in. All right, so we're going to hop out of the quote form here, just back to the main page of the website. So guys, anyone who wants, I wanted to mention this real quick. If you'd like to schedule a call and you want some one-on-one time with us over the phone, we do half-hour blocks on our consultation calls. And so if you are interested in actually talking one-on-one, you can schedule a call here. More than likely, it's going to be put on my calendar. So you'll be talking to me and we can go over details if you have specific things that you're trying to accomplish, or, specific questions that are may not be able to be covered in a live. We're happy to be able to go over those on a scheduled call. But what I'd like to go over with you guys is our resources tab here in the top. So under our resources tab, you're going to find things like how to request a certificate, a motor vehicle report, and just any like additional service requests to any existing clients. You can request policy changes and things. But here is where I'd really like to discuss. So if you're interested in getting a truck through budget, this is specific states. So make sure you do like that you're in a state that they're able to cover. You go in here, fill out the referral link, and so you see you've got your rates here: $5.60 a week, 16 cents a mile, and what states they cover. Then you've got additional states down here: $600 a week, 18 cents a mile, and you're able to fill this form out here. And then when you submit it, it's going to go directly over to the budget rep that will get your account set up. So you can do that for budget. You can do that for rider. We've got a broker list here, hiring drivers. I want to talk about hiring drivers because a lot of people ask us often about what do I need to do if I am hiring a driver. So you'll select whether you're a non-CDL or CDL. We've got the contract driver. So this is the application for any 1099 contractors, which this is what you want to use, guys. You want to hire drivers as 1099. You do not want to hire them as W-2. When you start hiring people as W-2, you're going to have workers' comp, and that's just an extra expense that really you can easily avoid just by having 1099 contractors. And then right here, your evaluation form and road test certificate. You need one of these for every driver that works for you. Make sure that you do this annually. So you can basically go in here under driver evaluation, fill this form out, or have your driver fill the form out. You can always direct them to our website and they can fill the form out and it'll get sent over to you, whether it's pre-employment or routine. Pre-employment, obviously you're looking at hiring them. Routine, that's your annual renewal of your driver evaluation. Make sure you guys are doing that. There are additional resources here as well, owner operator lease agreement, accident release form, Amazon Relay intermodal and UIA loads. Just lots of good stuff here, guys. Make sure you utilize these resources. We've got them here. There's nothing that's going to cost you anything. Like we don't charge anything. So use our resources. Use our affiliates. You'll find a bunch of affiliate links in the description. Just use all of that stuff, guys, because it's there for you to help, or it's there to help you. So we just want to make sure that you are taking full advantage of what resources you have available to you. So let's see. If you have a felony, okay, so we have Mike question. So Mike has a question. If you have a felony murder record, will my insurance cost a lot more? No, actually, Mike, that's not necessarily going to affect the insurance at all. They care about your credit score, your motor vehicle report, and how old you are. So yeah, it shouldn't affect you. Unless it was something really recent. If it was something like manslaughter or something, like if it was a vehicular manslaughter and it went on your MVR, like if it was that type of murder or something, I don't know. It's a tricky question, but as long as it's not anything that would be on your motor vehicle report, it should not be a problem. Shouldn't make your insurance any more expensive. We had one more question here. So what's the process for adding certificate holders and additional insured? What's the turnaround time? That's a really good question. So anybody who's in this business knows that certificates of insurance is really important. A lot of brokers out there are only going to want to wait, maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky to get that insurance certificate. So all of our clients, anybody who has a policy with us, has full access to issue their own COIs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On additional insureds, we do have to add the additional insured to the policy if they're not already listed. So if there's a scenario where you need a new additional insured added, I would say average turnaround time on that would be around 5 to 10 minutes. It's usually pretty quick. You just shoot us over an email with the information. We can add them to the policy and get it completed for you. But anybody that doesn't need to be an additional insured, we give you access to issue certificates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's through our agency system. And so I've actually got videos on the YouTube channel, how to issue your own certificates. If there's anybody here in the live that's a client that doesn't know how to do it, happy to show you how, or shoot you a link to that video that shows you how. Okay, so we have, so for budget, if my state's not listed, but I don't mind going to pick up in a nearby state, is that possible? So that's a trick question there. Yes, you can go to another state to pick up a truck, but you would not get the specified rate because you're not operating your business out of that state. So we do have people, I have people that fly across the country to go get a truck somewhere. From here in North Carolina, where we are, flying to California even to pick up a truck. And that's fine. You can do that. But somebody living in California flying to North Carolina is not going to get North Carolina rates just because they picked up the truck here. They're going to still pay the rate of California because that's where they're operating their business out of. Okay, so we have a question here from Ninecrawler. So when I get my insurance, will the company automatically file a BMC 91 to the FMCSA? So the BMC 91 is your federal filing. That's what we call that. The federal filing is e-filed, so it is an automatic thing. It's like when I set up a policy for, like if I was to set up your policy, that is issued by the insurance company that we set the policy up. It's usually pretty quick, especially through Progressive. I would say within 10 to 15 minutes, they're usually sending that over. But it does take 24 to 48 hours for the FMCSA to update and actually show that you have that on file. So even if they send it instantly, it won't show for at least 24 to 48 hours because that's just how long it takes for the FMCSA to update. As far as the MCS 90, that's part of your binding paperwork. The MCS 90 you will receive in the mail. And the MCS 90 you'll need a copy of that for audit, like DOT audits, which we can always get you a copy of it pretty quickly. It's not too hard. We can get it from the insurance company. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead. We've obviously got some spam comments in here. I'm gonna block this user. Sorry about that, guys. If y'all saw that, I don't know what that is. Internet trolls, I guess. But yeah, so the MCS 90, it is needed for DOT audits, and we can always get you a copy of that. It's pretty quick, within an hour, at most, to be able to get that from the insurance company. Any more questions around like rentals, certificates of insurance, filings, requirements, like as far as well, to just go back to Mike's question about having the felony murder record, right? Like, it doesn't matter misdemeanors, felonies, like none of that applies to this and whether you're able to do it. So just want to make that clear. MCS 90 goes in the DOT binder. I would definitely keep a copy of it. Yeah, absolutely. I would keep a copy of it. It's good to have on file. You're going to need it for auditing purposes. So yeah, it's just, and my thoughts are it's not going to hurt you to have it. So definitely keep it. Get a copy of your MVR, get a copy of your MCS 90. We can usually even get a copy of the federal filing, although that's not needed. But we usually can get like a confirmation copy if it's something that makes you, just have more peace of mind. Adrian, can you go into a little bit more detail about Hazmat Insurance info? Like, are you just like that? It may be best for us to set up a call to discuss that. There's a lot more that goes into hazmat. Like, do you have your hazmat license? Or are you just looking into it? What type of hazmats are you looking at hauling? As far as hazmat insurance goes, it's not too different. It's just an endorsement. So it's a hazmat endorsement on the insurance policy. I will tell you, as a new venture, if you are just getting into this business, it is harder to get insurance approved for hazmat than it would be for non-hazmat. And it's usually also more expensive. It will cost more for hazmat insurance just because of the risk to the insurance company, like oil spills, gas spills, etc. But if you'd like, we can set up a call and talk more in detail about what you're trying to do and what your goals are specifically. And I know we've had some. I've seen we've had some more people join. So I know you guys are probably tired of me mentioning it, but I want to mention it one more time. The giveaway. So the Garmin Otr 700. This is for anybody who has applied for a quote and already has a DOT number, whether it's active or not, does not matter. But anybody who has applied for a quote from June 1st to the end of June, which is this Thursday, will be entered into a giveaway. We're going to be giving away one of these Garmins each and every month. If you're not familiar with the Garmin Otr 700, it's a GPS and it's awesome to have in your truck. Definitely enter the giveaway if you guys haven't already. So we've got about 7 or 8 more minutes left here on this live this evening. Any last minute questions, guys? And thanks everyone for being here and asking questions and being so involved. Will your authorities, okay, so we got another question here. Will your authorities still go active if you can't start the insurance policy because of license reasons? So will your authorities still go active if you can't start the insurance policy yet because of license reasons? No, the authority will not go active. You have to have an insurance policy that's active in order for your authority to go active. So you won't be able to have an active authority without having an active insurance policy. So that would have to be done. Now, what you can do, if any of you guys have checked out our cooking of your DOT video, you could set it up if you're not ready to actually get on the road yet and start earning time cooking your DOT number using like your personal vehicle just to get reduced down payments and reduced monthly payments. What issue are you having in the license scenario? Is there somebody else you could put on potentially in the meantime? A second driver or anything like that? I'm switching to you guys, but my agent with Progressive. How long does that usually? So, Lisa, have you already started the process? Have you filled out our AOR form in order to get the policy moved over? Like, how long has your policy been active? And as far as how long it takes to get transferred, it varies. Usually, like 2 to 3 weeks, but I have seen it done faster. I've also seen it take much longer. It all depends on the scenario of the policy. So we have a question here, JLW Transport. Good afternoon, Nick. Can you go over the budget not listed but willing to travel? Yeah. So basically, what the question we had earlier was about budget was, can you still get the rates listed on our website if you were to travel to one of the states listed? And the answer was no. So the way that the pricing works, right? You can always travel to another state for an available truck. That's totally fine. So if I live in North Carolina, but I have no trucks available and there's a truck in South Carolina, I can go down to South Carolina and take care of that. Not a problem at all. I can go pick the truck up, but I'm not going to get South Carolina rates in North Carolina, just for example, because my business is in North Carolina. So yes, you can travel to go get a truck. Yes, you can go to another state to get a truck, but you can't get the rates for a different state than you're operating in. So on our website, if you're not in one of the states listed, you could still travel to one of those states to get a truck, yes, but you would not get the specified rate because you're not operating your business and authority out of that state. Nightcrawler asked if we can insure Nevada. Yes, between us and our partner, we have access to every state here in the U.S. All 48 states here in the U.S. We can insure. Okay, so Louis said, yeah, so you did your AOR, which, guys, for anyone who is curious about that, I apologize, acronyms here. So AOR stands for Agent of Record Change. It's when you say you purchased a policy from Progressive directly, you want to move it to our agency, you can do that as long as it's been within 60 days, as long as you've submitted a request within 60 days. So you went active May 26th, requested the AOR on June the 6th. So Lucy, that's something I will check out for you tomorrow. Basically, I'll give the insurance company a call and see what we can do. If you can shoot me over an email to office@charlesstring.com, just shoot me. That way I don't forget this after this live. Just shoot me an email with your business name and DOT number, and I will look up your AOR and I'll give them a call and see what the status is, because there's a likely chance that it should be very close, if not already moved over, just because it sounds like it's been about 3 weeks now. And if you want to, I know you said just cool, I'll call you guys tomorrow. So you are welcome to schedule a call if you want to do a consultation. If you just are looking to call in to get quotes, we've got a quote form on the website. We've got to have you fill that out. Everybody kind of goes through the same process with that. So if you check the link in the description below, you will be able to get access to the quote form. And so just fill that out and we'll have quotes back usually within 24 to 48 hours. The only quotes that typically take longer are workers' comp and any quote that has to do with UIIA, which is the intermodal hauling. Those quotes usually take a little bit longer due to underwriting. So the license issue was licensing issues, transferring to a different state. CDL hasn't come in the mail yet. In order to switch to a appropriate state, should we still cook it? You could. I mean, as long as the other license is still technically active and we can pull an MVR on it, then yeah, you could still cook the authority. You could still start the policy, absolutely. And then we could update the license once it's actually moved. And also they should have given you a temporary license, and that temporary license number can also be used to pull an MVR. So I would check on that as well. Guys, we have just a couple minutes left here. Do we have any last minute questions? And again, thank you everyone for joining this evening. I'm just going to wait 1 or 2 minutes, let any last minute questions come in. We'll answer those last minute questions if there are any. and then we will call it a night for this evening. JLW, I just saw your quote about cooking with personal vehicle. Yeah. So when you're filling out the when you're filling out the when you're filling out the quote form on our website, you will get asked a question of, would you like a minimum quote just to get your authority active? Select yes. Make sure you put your personal vehicle VIN number under the additional vehicles tab when you're filling our quote form out, and we'll use your personal vehicle to be able to cook the DOT. It's just a way to bring down the price. We also have a video that explaining how to fill out your authority application in order to cook your authority. If you've already filled out your DOT application and you still are interested in cooking, we also have a link on our website. And also, I believe it is in the description below. If not, I will make sure we get that posted. But there is a way to reduce the coverage limits to the minimum amount to get you active. We can go over that. Appreciate everybody watching this evening. We will be live again next week. Next week's live, we are going to be doing on Wednesday. Just have Wednesday night. We're going to do 6, hopefully from 6 to 7. Hopefully it'll be more than a half hour. I apologize for the shorter live this evening, guys. But we are going to be moving it to Wednesday of next week. So keep an eye out for that live. Then the following week, we'll go back to normal Tuesdays, but we'll be doing Wednesday of that week. Basically, it looks like we don't have any more questions here this evening, guys. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for asking questions. Thanks for interacting, being active in the live this evening. Until we talk next time, guys, let's call it an evening.